So I know that people are slightly obsessed with breakfast videos. That is what starts off the day. It's the best time of the day to eat, even though I feel like that's pretty much the time of the day when I'm not really as hungry. But I thought today I would show you 3 of my favorite breakfasts to make. These are the ones that I kind of oscillate in between, because sometimes when I have too much of, you know, this kind of oatmeal, I'll get sick of it. I will want to change to another kind. So the first one is one that I have been obsessed with for a really long time. I've eaten it for such a long time and have not gotten sick of it. It's going to be my black sesame red adzuki bean oatmeal. So for those that like Asian flavors and like Asian dessert, this kind of fulfills all of the things, because red adzuki beans, they're kind of slightly sweet. They're kind of like a sweeter bean naturally. Black sesame, nutty, aromatic, really good sesame. And so I just put all of that together. I think some of you might have seen me make it before, but it really fulfills like your bean requirement. I have like different kinds of seeds in here, and you can make it ahead of time. So I make this mix ahead of time. I grind up the sesame, everything is ready. So I'll just take, you know, 2 or 3 spoonfuls of this, mix it in with some water, maybe some chopped up dates, and then microwave, and it's good to go. Okay, so first up with this, I've toasted up some black sesame seeds. And my oatmeal, and I'll give you the recipe afterwards. Ground flax seeds, chia seeds, that up. Put in some chopped up dates, just to sweeten it up a little bit. Water. And then usually I'll stick this into the microwave first, but I think today for continuity's sake, non-dairy milk. I'll stick it into the microwave, and then I'll add the red adzuki beans on top afterwards. Okay, so it's quite easy. That. A thing of green tea. Like thickened up a bit now. I usually actually have a lot of it. I'm quite generous with my oatmeal, but this was a little more presentable. You can go ahead and just add like a little bit more, you know, like milk or like whatever in there. The second one up is something that people ask me all the time. This is Dr. Greger's apple pie oatmeal, or apple pie groats. So what groats are is, most people might not have ever seen this before. Groats, they kind of just look like barley, or they kind of just look like rice. But when you eat oatmeal, you know how oatmeal's flat? Like when you look at a piece of oat, it's like flattened. Well, before it gets flattened, it's just like a seed. It's just like a wheat berry, or you know, like a grain, right? And so by crushing it, it makes it easier to cook, and it makes it quicker to cook, so it's quite convenient that way. The idea behind groats and having the oats still be like whole and intact and not pre-crushed is that the state of which food enters your stomach, your system, matters. When you grind up things, when you process ingredients, it makes it more easily digested in the system already, just because you've broken it apart. Like you might take off the skin, you might pre-crush it, you might grind it up into small pieces. When it enters your body, it can raise your blood sugar quicker because it's easier to digest, right? So it's very much like sugar versus fruit. It also because it's so easily digested, it gets digested earlier in the system. Let's say by the time food gets down to your like large intestines, it's not going to be intact anymore, and maybe everything's going to be digested already, and so that leaves like less fiber for your large intestines to digest. So it's pretty much, it's like for your gut biome, and then it digests slower on your digestive tract, so it probably raises your blood sugar less quickly. If you can find it, right? Because sometimes it's more expensive to get things that are less processed. But the idea is that groats are a less processed oat. So yeah, anyways, this is going to be Dr. Gregor's apple pie groats. There's actually a way that I kind of amp up the apple flavor as well, but it's really, really easy to make. You can make it in batch, and then I divide it up into like 3, and then I'll have it for the next 3 days. So it's really easy to make. You can use groats, but if you don't have it, really just use oatmeal, like maybe steel cut oatmeal or something like that. So now we're just gonna cook this, and groats take a particular amount of time, but if you soak it, it usually goes a bit quicker. Okay, so the third one are these pancakes. They're my favorite kind of whole food plant-based pancake recipe, and I've played around with the amounts, but it's really easy to make. It's so delicious, and some of you might have seen it in my potassium bicarbonate. Like I did a baking soda comparison type video, like a low sodium baking soda type video, and these were kind of showcased in it. But you can make the pancake mix ahead of time and then just add the liquid ingredients afterwards. They're so good. They're so good. You know, there's like different kinds of like buckwheat and oatmeal and flaxseeds. It's delicious. It's delicious, and you won't need to, you know, kind of go back to your typical pancake mix afterwards. Half a cup of buckwheat, half a cup of oats. I have about 6 or so dates. And the good thing about, again, blending all of this together with the dry ingredients is that the dates kind of become date sugar already. 2 tablespoons of flax, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I lowered that from 1 tablespoon, but you can always just omit that as well. And I'm just going to blend all of that together. Apple cider vinegar to this, like a buttermilk effect. This also pairs up really well with the baking powder, because then everything kind of bubbles up. See that happening already? Slow down, hold on tight now. It's okay to meet me at the front line. I've got cold feet. And for flavoring, I usually just put in a little bit of vanilla extract. And it kind of just adds like a nice kind of sweet flavor to everything. And then immediately you can start seeing the batter foam up. And the batter gets thicker if you wait, you know, about a minute or so. Everything will start soaking up. But it's quite an effervescent batter, so it's going to be nice and light. So you can choose to have it with some fruit. I usually I still do a little bit of maple syrup because I like it. And then I have these red beans. And red and doogie beans are really nice because they're like naturally they're kind of on the sweet side. So I like doing that. Is a little bit of cinnamon because that adds some nice flavor, but cinnamon also, I mean, it also helps with blood sugar, so, oops, that. Sunflower, you're the light of my life. I got a few days off, I can show you my good side. If you got the time, I can stay for a while before the sun goes down. Would you meet me in the sunlight? Alright, so there you all go, my 3 favorite breakfast recipes. I hope you all, you know, try to make it. It's really good. Like, even if you don't have like specific ingredients, you can try to substitute different grains for another. Like if you don't have groats, but you have buckwheat, maybe try that. Or if you don't have groats and you have brown rice. Yeah, I don't know, try that. Just try different things out. I think it'll work out nicely. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all again next time. So something extra that's like a good tip for if you get hungry very easily throughout the day is I'll just add like a sweet potato. So it could be red sweet potato, white sweet potato, purple sweet potato is absolutely delicious as well. Add a sweet potato either to your breakfast, maybe to like even your dinner. It's a good tip for people who are also like trying to lose weight or something like that, because a sweet potato really fills you up. It fills you up for the day, and it's one of those like carbs that's just like it's slow. It's like slowly digested, and so you feel full. I think that is one of like the biggest problems that I've had is like I kind of grew up, I feel like, in an era where people were like, oh yeah, like snack throughout the day, like have small snacks throughout the day. And we kind of now like see that that's not totally, it's not good for you to always keep your blood sugar levels at an elevated state. Like every time you eat, your sugar levels rise in your body. That's just what happens when you eat. But when you keep it at that state like all the time with these like little meals all the time, you are perpetually in like a state of inflammation all the time. And it is good to let the body kind of rest, like let it digest before you have another meal. And so for me, I think like a good kind of tip that I've learned is just like mix a sweet potato in with something. It will keep you full longer so that you don't snack throughout the day, so that actually like the next time you eat, it can be lunch, or the next time that you can eat, it can be dinner, so that you're not just like always like reaching for food all the time. So, so yeah, you can add a sweet potato to kind of any of these breakfasts. So yep, I hope you all enjoyed that. Those are my 3 breakfasts that I literally eat 365 days of the year. Hope you all enjoy, and yeah, let me know what you have for breakfast down below. Bye.